race this is turning out to be for the fans.
The men in the Batsback 4 have also been overtaken by Visser and Leroux. The Agazis, of course, competing in the Dakar Challenge too, so they'll be concerned about who overtakes them no matter the class. Now they go back in front.
Speaking of Dakar Challenge entries, Hutchison and Stassen from Motorite Racing, they're 6 in Class A and are about to overtake Strumpfer and Hiku, who have dropped down a number of places.
Hutchison and Stassen are flying, but not too far behind. Desert Race rookies Barnes and Usher, 7th in Class A in their Bat Venom.
Rounding off the top 10 in Class T, Michael Whitehouse and stand-in navigator Matthew Carlson from Regent Racing. Mike saying the race has been fast and good.
Matthew's temporarily back in the nav seat, having taken a bit of a break from the Donaldson Cross Country Championship, maybe finding his feet as they got a little lost there. And that's allowed teammates Jürgen and Daniel Schroeder to overtake, moving them to 10th. Well, 8th in Class A, the Sizanani Plastics Gymco of Brett Parker and VZ Van Sale.
3rd in Class S, Rubicon Racing's Lo de Brain and Rian Kweling, while hot on their heels is the Treasury 1 BMW of Henny de Klerk and Johan Smallberger.
On board with Jason Fenter and Vincent van Alleman from 4x4 Mega World, also competing in the Dakar Challenge, and they look to be on the verge of overtaking Quibus van Tonder and Freddie Krill. And they've done the job, some superb driving.
The crowd showing their appreciation for all the action. Going strong is our celeb team of Marsh and Tablanche in the Imperial Automotive Nissan Navara, just outside the top 10. Now Tablanche is competing in his 3rd Donaldson Cross Country event. He seriously does love the sport, but he's in for a grueling 3 days, as Donaldson Cross Country CEO Rob Simpson found out last year.
Second in Class P, KZN pair James Watson and John Thompson in their Bat, withstanding the harsh conditions of the Toyota 1000 Desert Race.
So after 90 Ks, Dubois and Janse van Vuren still lead. Poulter and Howie are second, followed by Schroeder and Badenhorst.
As for the specials, Duplessis and Leroux hold on to first, followed by the Sulvalds, Wichart and Herman, and Matthews and Berg from Century Racing.
It's getting extremely tight at the front. Dubois and Janse van Vuren have the edge over Poulter and Howie for now, but the Castrol Toyota pair are gaining ground. In fact, they've gained ground. They're in front, and we have a new leader.
Well, the RFS Motorsport team must be hating the sight of Castrol Toyota Hiluxes because they've just been caught up by Taylor and Murphy.
The defending champions putting on the afterburners. And there they go. Phenomenal speed taking them past the Ranger and in to 2nd place. Undoubtedly the battle lines have now been drawn.
Well, next in their sights, teammates Poulter and Howie. This race certainly has it all. No wonder it's such a popular event. And Taylor and Murphy have grabbed hold of first spot.
As if Poulter and Howie don't have enough to contend with, they're also having to beware of the wildlife. The pair coming agonizingly close to colliding with that car. Wow, only in Africa.
Well, Toyota currently hold the first 3 spots, with the Horn brothers Johan and Werner having climbed to 3rd.
In 4th place, Atlas Copco Ford Racing's Schroeder and Badenhorst, the men tied at the top of the championship.
5th in class and overall, the other Ford of Berthold and Rousseau. They're also leading the Dakar Challenge.
First of the specials and the leading A, it's still Duplessis and Leroux, keeping the rest at bay.
Second in Class A, the Duplessis. They've just gone past Deploy and Janse van Vuren. They're sidelined.
Van Bouillon and Hasselman have made some good strides, climbing their way up to 6th in Class T.
While the Sulvalds, Quinton and Cully have dropped a spot and are lying in 3rd.
The leaders in Class P, Matthews and Berg from Century Racing. We mentioned how Matthews failed to finish the race last year, and they've unfortunately come to a stop this time around as well. Let's hope it's not for good.
They've made their way up to fourth and are also taking part in the Dakar Challenge, Hutchison and Stassen.
Rounding off the top 5, it's the A5 Wichard and Hermann Sulvold from Elegant Fuel.
Barnes and Usher look to have stopped, but they're getting back in the mix. And only to allow a host of vehicles to pass, and that really is some brilliant footage.
Deploy and Janse van Vuuren are back up and running, but they've lost a lot of ground. The Agassi's right behind them.
Also back on the road, Barnes and Usher. 7th place for them, closely followed by Regent Racing's Whitehouse and Carlson, who appear to be losing ground.
In Class S, Strumpfer and Hichu second behind class leaders Visser and Leroux, making light work of the tough conditions.
Parker and Van Zyl are 8th in Class A, leaving plenty of dust in their wake.
Rounding off the production top 10, Jürgen and Daniel Schroeder in the Regent Racing Nissan Navara.
Competing for the first time in Botswana, the newly introduced Class G or side-by-sides, Gareth Woolridge and Boyd Dreyer currently lead proceedings.
So with the first of 4 loops done, Taylor and Murphy lead the way, followed by Polt and Howie, while the Horns make it a Toyota 1-2-3 at the halfway mark of day 2.
In the prologue loop, I managed to get past, I think it was Gary, and then a little while later Malcolm made a wrong slot, and then I just picked my way through the guys, and when we got into the new section it was nice, fast, open, and I managed to get past the rest. So but the pressure's on, it's very fast, it's very close between Leroy and myself, so there's no room for error.
The route was difficult to find in some stages, and then we lost our rear side shaft. So we were only limping in with front wheel drive, so that's why we dropped a lot of positions. So yeah, but it's a very nice route, typical desert, just a bit faster. And I think the second loop will be better.
As for the specials, Duplessis and Leroux are first, just under a minute clear the other Duplessis, while the Sulvolds, Quinton and Cully have climbed up to 3rd. We've got Brazilians in the mix as well as men from the DRC.
Very good race. It seems like in our country, like DRC, is the same route. Sand, sand, sand. Very good race.
The driver's going well. I made a few good calls as well, so I'm happy with myself. The car's behaving well, so far so good, but it's got another long track out there. We got another 218 kilometers to go, but we've done the first loop okay, and we're going nicely.
As the sun beats down on this beautiful country, it's Anthony Taylor and Dennis Murphy from Castrol Toyota, the men to catch in the Toyota 1000 Desert Race. Will they retain their crown? The way they've managed to fight their way up from the back, you can't see it going any other way.
Lying second as if they didn't get enough of the desert in South America, the Dakar Rally boys Leroy Poulter and Rob Howie. The pair having experienced no problems en route.
The Horns, Johan and Werner, are 3rd. What a race and year they're having.
Duplessis and Leroux continue to defy the doubters, there's Zarco keeping them in front in Class A.
This is one team who certainly don't need to prove anything. Quinton and Cully Sulvold having climbed their way to 2nd. They're looking for their 3rd win this year.
Still searching for win number 1, Hutchison and Stassen from Motorride. They're 3rd in class, but are ahead of Berthold and Rousseau, meaning they now lead the Dakar Challenge.
The Motorride duo also doing their best to get past Schroeder and Badenhorst. And nice sportsmanship from the Ford pair, stopping to let them pass.
Schroeder and Badenhorst are losing positions, and that's allowed Berthold and Rousseau to climb up to 4th in Class T. But they'll have their eyes on Hutchison and Stassen.
5th in Class T, Van Biljon and Harselman. Van Biljon absolutely loving life, describing this as the best event ever.
Despite their earlier problems, Deploy and Janse van Vuuren very much in contention. They're 6th in their Ford Ranger.
Well, we heard from them earlier, the Agassis, 4th in class, despite a rope having got caught in their rear brake caliper.
Wichard and Hermann Sulvold have dropped a few places and are currently 5th.
Back with Schroeder and Badenhorst, they say the sand is extremely deep, may have had a hand in them dropping to 7th.
Jason Venter and Vincent van Alleman are one place behind them. They've enjoyed a clean run so far.
The first in Class S, Jannie Visser and Joks Leroux of Rubicon Racing. Jan said 2 words at the DSP, baie lekker.
No sign of Matthews and Burke, meaning James Watson and John Thompson lead matters in Class P in their first desert outing together.
And the front runner in Class D, Dierwald and Anton Nienaber, in only their second Donaldson Cross Country event and rookies to the desert. Their Toyota Land Cruiser going strong.
So after 400 Ks, it's Taylor and Murphy from Castrol Toyota that remain in front, followed by teammates Leroy Poult and Rob Howie, while the Horns hold on to third. The competition in the Dakar Challenge between Hutchison and Stassen and Berthold and Rousseau is strong, with the Motorrad Racing pair holding the edge for now.
The second day of racing is done and dusted, while Taylor and Murphy come through first again. Botswana has certainly been a happy hunting ground for them.
As for the specials, Lawrence Duplessis and Keely Null put in a fantastic run. They hold the 31-second lead. As far as the all-important Dakar Challenge is concerned, the leaders so far, Evan Hutchison and Donnie Stassen from Motorrad Racing. Will they get the free ticket to South America? The Silvalds, Quinton and Cully from Elegant Fuel are second.
Another solid day out there. You guys are doing really well.
Yeah, it was a good day. We had started quite a far way back. We had a difficult run yesterday opening the road. So today was really tough. I passed about 15 cars out there. So had a good strong run. The car's perfect. So looking forward to another good day tomorrow.
Oh, today was actually a dream for us. We started with a 10-minute lead this morning. And we built on that lead today. The other guys had problems and we capitalized on that. We kept clean and we finished, I think, with another 15 minutes in hand. So we've got a nice buffer going in tomorrow. We're just going to take it easy and see how it goes.
There's nothing quite like racing in the desert. We've had a little bit of everything. So be sure to join us again next week for highlights of the final day here from Jwaneng in Botswana. It'll be the conclusion of the Toyota 1000 Desert Race. Don't miss it.
The Donaldson Cross Country Championship, brought to you by Donaldson Filtration Systems.